when we had the crunch, so to speak, or the crash, whatever you want to call it, to call and tell me that $2 million in investments had been pulled out. And that magazine was done. I was out of a job. Weeks later, Capital Toyota had, they had advertisement with me at the radio station. They did do co-op advertisement. For you people know how co-op advertisement goes. They had 9 dealerships throughout the South, Toyota dealerships, that they had parts departments they owned in there. And 9 out of 15 Toyota dealerships went out of business, and they called me on the phone to tell me, you're done. You're going to shut her down at the end of this month. In the meantime, I get a phone call. I still owned Rivals.com site for the state of Tennessee. For you folks who don't know, that's recruiting. Anyway, I still own the Rivals.com site, and I was doing some stuff, and I called Larry Sewell. When I called Larry Sewell on the phone, I was asking about a picture of a kid named Strickland that played defensive back from East Ridge. I said, can I use this for my story? He said, oh, sure. So I did. But in the conversation, Larry said, can you come to East Ridge and talk to my city manager about how you folks came in and took over the Parks and Rec, which had actually been run as an association in Rossville. Because Rossville used to have probably the best Parks and Rec around back when you had the mills down there and they were feeding all the money into it. So no kid paid to play, and it's just the way it was. You had new equipment every year. I said, sure, I can talk to him about it. I came over, I met with the city manager, a couple other people showed up, and we discussed it. When I left there that day, I felt like they were going to hire a Parks and Rec director. I felt like I was going to be that Parks and Recreation director. Unfortunately, some people saw my Rossville truck sitting out front, and 1 and 1 made 2, and for the next 2 weeks on radio, talk radio, I got called everything, and, because nobody wanted me to come over and take over the Rec Association. I understand. I understood then, I understand now. First year was rough. But there was a reason that I came over here. And everything that's happened since I've been here, I see what that reason is. It's just like the kids that gave their life to Christ. Each and every day that I'm in East Ridge, I get another blessing. Now sometimes it gets rough, because the devil's mean. And he'll take your best friend and turn him on you. He'll take everybody he can, and he'll do everything he can to weaken you in any way that you can. And I'm not here to preach to you today. I'm just here to tell you my story. I'm here today working with these folks, working with this city, and I'm here because God wants me here. And when people start talking to me about, well, do you think this new council is going to get rid of you? Do you think this move to do this is going to do that? I just keep saying the same prayer each and every day. And that prayer is, God, help us, help us to make East Ridge Parks and Rec the best anywhere around. It's up to God to decide how far out that anywhere around goes. And that's what we're continuing to try to do today. We had a Christmas parade last week, and these folks sitting right here that's got the orange sweatshirts on, Sean and all those folks, we didn't have it in our agenda to do it. It was handed to us, so we did the best job we could. We're fine with that. When all the shrubs were cut out here, it looked like the Dickens, we came down and cut it. It wasn't our job, but we made it our job. That's the way these guys work, that's the way these girls work, and we do it as a team. And we're as proud, or I'm as proud of this team, as Nick Saban is his Alabama Crimson Tide, and Kirby Smart is his Georgia Bulldogs. And each and every day I get out, and we got this new thing where that you go online, and we can see what your check, how much money you made last week, or whatever. I do it. I don't worry about what I get paid. I'm at East Ridge as a Parks and Recreation Director because this is where God wants me to be. And when it comes time to go somewhere else, I'll go somewhere else. And that's strictly the way it is. And I just felt like this morning, the Lord said, Stump, you need to share this. So there it is. Mr. Stock, will you come up and tell everybody about the Adventure Guild and the zip line?
So, like I said, my name is Jay Stock. I serve as the Director of Operations for Zipstream Ruby Falls, which is the big adventure park that kind of hangs out in that location. And part of the design and development team, and will eventually be managing operations for an adventure course going into Camp Jordan kind of over the next couple of years. The intended plan is we have 3 phases that we'll be putting in kind of sequentially one after the other as things progress. The first one is actually going in right this very minute. It's going to be what we would define as a low ropes kind of element course, but that's designed for largely is team building for corporate groups, school groups, church groups, things like that to come and kind of go out in the woods for a couple hours and learn how to like each other and get along and have a great time while accomplishing various activities. Later on, the intention is, as we stand right now, is for May of next year to have a pair of tandem zip lines set in that actually run from the wooded area down into the field that actually have 2 people zipping side by side at the same time. Actually going to be a lot of fun for running kind of commercial groups and church groups so that you guys can race each other as they go down. The third plan is, which is tentative, we don't actually have a set date for it yet, is to actually put in a full-on high ropes element course running basically the same way. Designed for larger groups to go through, do a bunch of activities, open up for commercial operations and that sort of thing. As we continue to have more information, we're staying in communication with you guys. You know exactly what to expect and what's going to be coming in. It's going to be really interesting for us because we're very eager to partner with as many people here in the city of East Ridge as we possibly can on this kind of stuff, because especially with you guys softball groups, you've got to bring in groups of people here. We want to be able to be with you guys to coordinate, to open ourselves up so that if they're looking for other things to do, we can provide them those other things to do. If they're looking for places to stay, we can help direct other people to you guys as hotels whenever people are looking for places to stay when they come to our activities and that sort of thing. That's roughly all I've got right this minute. I don't know if you need anything else.
That helps us out a lot.
Awesome. Do you guys have any questions, comments, or just want to sit and chat with somebody that's lame and uninteresting as I am? I'll be sitting over here.
Thanks, sir. Anybody got any questions? Anybody want to talk? Anybody got anything? If not, we're going to wrap this thing up because I make sure that that I try to get through in less than an hour because I know all you folks are taking time away from your jobs. I just want you to know that each and every one in here and everybody that was on that list that we invited, we really appreciate you. To have Don and Mike and my young lady here and all the folks that we deal with our hotels and our restaurants, and then you folks that bring events to the park and stuff like that. It's a vicious circle that runs just like this on a regular basis, and we can't live without you. And we want to thank you so much for showing up this morning. Make sure you take this and let it be your guide all year long. Kim, like I said, Kim's a quarterback. Kim updates this on a regular basis, like daily. So if you go to our website, eastridgeparksandrec.com, it's updated. There's a lot of new stuff in here, more than just the outdoor show. There's other things that we're going to do this year that we've never done before. We're excited about that. We've got four boxing matches scheduled, I think it is. And we're excited about the boxing coming. We like boxing, we like MMA, those exciting things there. But moving forward, thank y'all for being a part of our team, helping our team to be successful. Our mayor, our council, our city manager, and all you folks are what make us possible. We have to live off of what you folks deliver to us, and we appreciate the abundance that you deliver to us on a yearly basis. So for another year, thank you so much, and we'll do this again same time next year. Thank y'all so much.